Two books that changed the way I see the world. One book that I read when I was very young, it's called Think and Grow Rich. A lot of my contemporaries, millennials, used to read that. It's by Napoleon Hill. The book basically taught me the ideals of ambition, the power to work hard, and the overall addiction to make it happen. Born and brought up as an introvert, I was a kind of a very super shy guy you may not recognize now. I read those books and that changed me. The other book that I read years later, The Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Today's talk is about this second book. Viktor Frankl was a psychiatrist during the Holocaust time in Nazi Germany. He's the guy who endured the torments of Holocaust and came out and wrote his thesis about that. His amazing recollection during that time was that the ones who survived the Holocaust, the ones who survived the torments of Nazi Germany, were not the ones who were the strongest. They were not the ones who were the most optimistic or the most positive ones. The ones who survived the torments of Holocaust were the ones who had a reason to survive it. He famously wrote, "The person who has a why will almost always figure out a how." Born in 1995, as I mentioned, a very introvert, very shy person. I echoed in the emblems of ambition, in the emblems of hard work, as a shelter for not having to assimilate. Kind of like little bullied by my contemporary kids. I topped my schools. Ever since primary, high school, everywhere. So that was my karmic way of trying to shield away my sort of floatiness with the societal get-togethers. The way to work, the way of ambition, kept on working. Here comes my end of my high school, topper of the batch, and I drop out. Immediate dropout. While my contemporaries are working to get into the Ivy League colleges, my principal is beckoning me that where the hell is he? Here I am, dropped out of school, 2 years, blank out. So let me take you back to that time. It's 2012. Imagine a Sikh boy sitting in his room in Amritsar with a laptop and trying to make the next Facebook. That was me. While my contemporaries were going through PCMs, physics and chemistries, I had gone all the way out. I was trying to learn to code. That was that time. 2 years, ladies and gentlemen, 2 years, nothing. I made it something. While the end of my school came, I built it, then I knew nothing to do with it. No response, nothing happened. Somehow, as luck would have it, as karma would have it, I tried to make some sense with my life, and I get into architecture school. No connections, nothing. My ambition of hard work, my feels that I need to make a difference, I need to make it again, leads me to top my batch in architecture. But before I do that, while I am in my second year of college, I start my practice. Yet again, pretty dramatic. For the next 4 years, it's a 5-year school degree. For the next 4 years, I do that, top the batch, I'm doing my practice. Here comes 2020. A roadblock. A project comes by the way of the office, which takes away everything that we had so worked upon in the past 4 years. Everything. The financial reserves, the repute, everything. And with that project, one more thing broke. Something broke within me as well. A guy who had always learned the ideology of ambition, a guy who only knew how to work hard, a guy who only knew how to succeed, how to make a difference, a guy who could drop out, get back and restart, he started questioning. And what did he question? What is the meaning of it all? That's what I started to question. Why? And that's a dangerous, dangerous why. The meaning of life, all our existence, why are we doing it? Why are we making anything happen? What is the entirety of the question? The entirety of the universe, you start to question that. What is the question of getting up in the morning and going to work, trying to make a difference, trying to do this, X, Y, Z? When you question that, I'll bet that's a very, very, very dangerous situation. I started to question that. As life would have it again, yet again, God has been kind. I got back to my roots. I've been pretty inclined towards Sikhi that I have been brought up into. I went through the ideologies, the writings, the makings of our Sikh gurus, and what struck me? The Sikh gurus never propagated the idea of world renunciation. While they knew, the gods themselves, they knew what the world was, they never renounced it. There's a beautiful, beautiful Gurbani line in Shri Anand Sahib in 36th stanza called "Eh ve sansar tum dekh de, eho har ka roop hai har nadri aya," that says the world you see is he himself out there in all his dance. That's what all the preachers told. That ideology changed me how I looked at the world. From an ambition-centric, self-centered guy, a socially inert fellow, here Harkaran switches to somebody who sees his practice, his work, his aesthetic, his ambition to make a difference, and his work as a service to his God's karma. 10th Guru wrote the Apni Katha while he was at Shri Paonta Sahib. He already knew what was going to happen when he was 30, when he was 36. Still, he fought the Mughals. Still, he fought the wars. Still, he lost his 4 sons. And that really clicked with me. It might not click with you. So that's what the talk is about. The thirst to know your why is more civilizational than the thirst to eat. And there are facts to it. 20th century saw 2 wars, World War I and II, which changed the trajectory of the globe. What do you do when the life you live makes no meaning? We saw nations go down, we saw the world go down, we saw lives lost. Both the wars have been recorded to date as the strongest killings in human known history. Still, 20th century on record has the highest prosperity and the least anxious generation ever. You have wars, you have purges, you have dispersions happening. And what do you get? A society with more civic sense, a society who is better connected, who wants to make a difference and take the purge forward. Multiple research has happened on Viktor Frankl's ideology, from logotherapy to inside research, which points to that. And here, today, 21st century. Fareed Zakaria, the noted journalist, once said, "We are living in our most prosperous times in the known human history." The most prosperous times. Still the most anxious generation. Still the more empty generation, aren't we? The identification of why, the life's meaning, life's purpose, life's thirst is what needs to be talked more openly in settings like these. The life's true meaning is not going to be my meaning. It's not going to be your mother's meaning, your parents' meaning, the world's meaning. It's going to be your own personal meaning. What drives you? And it's not that motivation that you get in the morning you see. It's not that motivation. It's not going to be that one book that you read that changes you. No. It's going to be the same thing, the same feeling what a soldier has on the battlefield and he can take a bullet for. The same feeling a mother has when she can renounce her life for the life of her children. That deep a why. And how do you find it? It's same to finding God himself. It's by asking. The first and the foremost position is to ask thyself. When I ask thyself to make a difference, that is the starting point. We need to ask. And it's not that tablet form of happiness that is sold nowadays. It's not that. No. It's super deep. It's super great. You gotta ask yourself. The entirety of universe, the entirety of everything will respond to you, and do not settle. The ones who changed the world that we live in were the ones who knew their why to the deepest, deepest, deepest answers. Never giving up and always asking. That is what will drive you. The same thing that drives a soldier to take a bullet for his country is the why that our generation needs to ask, and each one's why. You know what is my why? My why is to do the most impact in the world through my companies, because I see that as my Guru's seva. The ideology of Daswant, the ideology of doing the seva, maybe some ideology of making architectural services for Gurudwaras. That is my why. I implode from this. The search for your why is as impunistic as your thirst to eat. The one who knows a why can figure out a how. Ask yourself after the talk. Thank you.